Silvia.
I'm Tammy.
I'm Tommy.
Welcome to this video. Today we're going to be talking about the Victorian era style. So let's begin. The Victorian era, usually the period between 1837 and the 1890s, is named after Britain's Queen Victoria, a long-lived and highly influential monarch. In this period, women barely have power. During the Victorian era, distinct fashion style based on social class can be observed in both men's and women's attire. Additionally, there were notable differences between the early and later periods of the era. So there are two parts, early Victorian era and late Victorian era. I'm gonna be talking about early Victorian era first. For upper class, women for the upper class had access to luxuries fabric like silk, velvet, and satin. They wore elaborate, highly quality dresses with complex details such as lace, embroidery, and ruffles. Their dresses featured voluminous skirts with layers of petticoats or crinolines, creating a bell-shaped silhouette. Corsets were commonly worn to achieve a slim waistline. Accessories include elaborate hats, gloves, and fine jewelry. And for middle class, women from the middle class aim to imitate the fashion style of the upper class but with no affordable materials. Their dresses were fashionable but similar in design, with fewer embellishments. They wore fewer layers of petticoats and chose smaller hats and less elaborate jewelries. For working class, women from the working class had more practical and similar clothing due to their life conditions. They wore plain, durable fabrics such as cotton or wool. Their dresses were less voluminous with narrower skirts. Access to fashionable accessories and jewelry were limited. And to later Victorian era, upper class. In the later era, the upper class women's fashion retains its luxury style. Dresses continued to be made of luxury fabric, but the emphasis shifted towards similar silhouette and more intricate embellishments. The use of carolines and bustos declined, giving way to more streamlined design. Elaborate hats, gloves, and fine jewelry remain prominent accessories. And for middle class, the middle class women's fashion in the later era adapted to changing trends while still trying to emulate the upper class. Dresses become less extravagant in design, with simpler cuts and fewer embellishments. Fabrics and accessories become more affordable, allowing for a more accessible interpretation of upper class fashion. Last, working class. Working class women's fashion in the later era continued to prioritize practicality and durability. Dresses remained simple, made of sturdy fabrics suitable for daily tasks. The focus was on functionality rather than elaborate designs for fashionable accessories. For men's attire.
Coming to men's attire. For upper class, wealthy men from the upper class wore tailored suits made of high-quality fabrics like wool or tweed. Their suit featured fitted jackets with wide lapels, waistcoats, and trousers. Cravats or neckties were worn along with collared shirts. Top hats, gloves, and walking sticks were common accessories. Middle class. Men from the middle class aspired to dress similarly to the upper class, but with more affordable materials. Their suits were less extravagant and often made of less expensive fabrics. They wore simpler neckties or bow ties and accessorized with hats and pocket watches. Working class men wore practical and functional clothing suited for their labor-intensive jobs. They wore simple shirts, trousers, and jackets made of durable fabrics like cotton or tweed. Their clothing was less tailored and more utilitarian in design.
Wait, I have to show you the writer's dress in Victorian literature. This is Charles Dickens, and this is Emily Bronte. As you see, I think they're both in middle class because their dress are not that luxury. Oh, and Elizabeth Barrett Browning look scary.
I'm talking about corset. The corset was a set of the underwear with baleen. Baleen is a material from the upper jaws of the sternum, and which was later replaced by the steel. Though criticized as unhealthy and certainly uncomfortable, fashion prevailed throughout the 19th century, giving women social status, respectful and idealized image of youth. Critics, including some health professionals, argue that corset caused cancer, anemia, birth defects, miscarriages, and internal organ damage.
What is miscarriages?
Miscarriage is lose the baby. The severe confinement of the body literally depleted the lung capacity and caused fainting. The popular notion of an obsession with small waists may be
Exaggerated.
The competition to receive incredible size is more of an obsession or a fashion than the norm as depicted in the 1939 film Gone with the Wind, when Scarlett O'Hara tightened her course to the 17-inch waist.
That little.
And talk about hairstyles. And during both of the early and the later eras of the Victorian era, hairstyles played a crucial role in completing that overall fashion look for both men and women. And women's hairstyles were often elaborate, featuring updos, bright ringlets, and curls, complemented by hair accessories such as combs, hairpins, and decorative hats. And the men's hairstyle were generally shorter and more restrained, with sleek back hair and a prominent facial hairstyle like sideburns and a mustache.
Through our introduction, do you know more about Victorian's fashion style? Or you can just go watch Sherlock Holmes if you're still confused. Hi!